Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining the December 22nd Independent Stylist Conference Call. This is this the last call of the year? No, it's not.
No, we got one next Monday.
Got one more. Got one more. Okay, so I have amazing news, though. Guess what? Our sales already have surpassed November's just on the 22nd. And now, you know what is amazing about is that I wasn't sure. I wasn't, being that Christmas is so soon, sales are coming in. We just had MJ just put in a $1,500 party. And
Wow.
and not only that, we're doubled from where we were last year in December. So I'm so excited, and I want to thank all of you. So and we've got Adrienne on the phone. So as you might know, we've had a lot going on this last week, and one thing is announcing the incentive trip. And then the other thing that Adrienne was very instrumental in the incentive trip, so you can thank Adrienne for that trip and putting that together. And I'm so excited to welcome you, Adrienne, and to introduce you to the Stylist. Adrienne is our new Director of Sales and Leadership Development. And this call is meant to introduce Adrienne and also answer any questions that you might have. So Adrienne, I'll let you take some time to introduce yourself and tell us why direct sales and why Winnie and Kat. I know you had a lot of choices and you had a lot of offers.
I did. Thanks, Diane, and thanks to all of you who were on the call this morning and who just couldn't get enough and decided to come back tonight. We do have a lot of fun. So I'm the fun committee. We're all fun, though. So, I'll just give you, I've been in direct sales for many, many years now. I've been with some companies that you're probably familiar with, that you probably saw in my bio when Diane sent out that information to be, Zapata and Stella & Dodd and Gigi Hill and most recently Lulu Avenue. But to answer the first question, why direct sales? Because I love the mission behind direct sales. I love the fact that this opportunity as a whole creates an opportunity for anyone to be an entrepreneur. And, I read early on in my career that there was a Harvard study that had been done, and they asked the students at Harvard, like, what was their number one goal? What did they want to do more than anything? And it was to run their own businesses. And so when I found direct sales, I was like, aha, that is totally it. And the fact that we have created this opportunity with Winnie and Kat to afford women to really kind of create their own destiny is exciting, and which is why I've stayed in the industry. But why Winnie and Kat, most importantly, is that I love the mission. I've watched the company for a long time. I think Diane and I originally got connected well over a year ago, maybe even almost 2 years ago, and I've just kind of sat back and watched quietly, and of course I love the product, but what I love most importantly is the culture and the environment and the opportunity that Diane is creating. And over the past few months, I've had an opportunity to, meet and get to know some of the folks in the field. One of the people here in Kansas that we actually are almost family, which is, it's interesting how the world kind of moves back around. But she's a part of Winnie and Kat. And then after meeting Diane and several leaders from around the country, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so clear. And even though it's taken some time, I think timing is everything, because it was that nagging fire, that nagging burning. I constantly was always thinking about Winnie and Kat, and I was following you guys, social media-wise, and I was always staying in contact with Diane. And finally, I just, sometimes I believe you have to jump and the net will appear, and that kind of is what happened. But wholeheartedly, I believe in the mission and the culture and the secret sauce, so to speak, that Winnie and Kat is really creating in the space of direct sales. It's really different than any other. There's a lot of companies out there that are doing the same thing, but I think Winnie and Kat definitely is the belle of the ball, and we have such an amazing opportunity here to capitalize on that, and I definitely want to be a part of that. And I think with the experience that I bring to the table, my role is going to be to really lock arms with you and support you, really take your businesses to the next level on all levels, and that depends on what you want in the business. But what I'm doing right now is really discovery. So I'm sitting back and I'm looking at all the opportunities. I'm looking at where we are, where we've been, and ultimately where we want to be. And not only from a corporate standpoint, but as an individual standpoint, because I realize we can't get there without you. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, how I came to be here. Just to give you a little personal background, which I didn't share this morning, I am a mom and a wife, and you know, I have, including 2 dogs, I have a very busy household. I have kids in college, and you know, so I live your life, so I understand that component that comes into the business of how do you keep the balance and, you know, keep the focus while running your business and also running the businesses of life. So I think I can bring a little bit of that to the table as well.
One of the things you said, Adrienne, on the call this morning, I mean, Adrienne like just gets it, you know, and it's you're like the missing piece that's putting it all together and helping the stylist. And one of the things you said this morning, you talked about how Winnie and Kat is the vessel for stylists.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Absolutely. And just to kind of piggyback on that, thanks for bringing that back around. You know, I think I was talking about this morning, I think a question that provoked that was, you know, the how and the why. And I had talked about the why is important on all levels. So as a person coming into this role, my main objective right now is to get acquainted with you. My philosophy is to be very high touch and be connected with you because we're on this journey together. And I referenced the book Good to Great, and it was all about being in the right seat of the bus at the right time. And I think we all have a seat. We're all at the right time, and we're all on the bus. But Winnie and Kat is really the vessel to get you where you want to be. But how I come into it, I want to build a relationship with you. Ultimately, I want to earn your trust because you've been on this journey with Diane and her team for, you know, 2 years or more right now. And so, I talk about my experience and I talk about what I bring to the table, but ultimately, I cannot complete this journey without you. And what I'll do when speaking with you and helping you and support you in your business from a training perspective, from a motivational perspective, from a coaching perspective, I want you to say, you know, big thinking. I talked about this morning, and I'll mention it again today, is that, you know, the great thing about this business and this opportunity is that every day is opening day. And so really you have a blank canvas of what you want this business to look like. And I realize that women join this business for several different reasons. And how that ties back to the vessel, whatever that why is, Winnie and Kat is the vessel to get you there. So that's the part where the seat of the bus comes in. And so anything that you want, you know, we talk about dream big, and it sounds so cliche, but really I don't always think we understand or harvest the power that we have in this business opportunity. And truly, whatever you paint that canvas to be right now, if you look back and evaluate your business, my role is going to be to help you get there through the vessel, the vehicle of Winnie and Kat.
Mm-hmm.
So what it means to you is we're on it together, you know, and as I start to roll out the training platform along with all of the members of the team, because we all play a role here, we will evaluate and celebrate your success every step of the way. But it's very interesting. I was talking to a leader today on the phone, and one of the things she said, oh my gosh, she goes, I sometimes compare myself to everyone else, and I don't know if I'm where I want to be. And I'm like, you're exactly where you want to be. So one of the things I would tell you right out of the gate, this is your race. And wherever you are, I believe in loving people where they are. And when they're ready to move, let's move. And if you're not, it's okay. that is why you run your own businesses. So when we talk about my philosophy and approach to the business, that's really it. It's really locking arms with you, matching your wits, but holding you accountable, which I think is important when you're being a business owner, because ultimately you guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are the courageous few that decided to take entrepreneurship to the next level and start your own business. Do you know how magnificent that is? And so that being said, that's my philosophy, and that is why I'm here.
I love it. It's amazing what you're saying about running your own race. And today we had a little office party here, and one of the local stylists came by, and she's been with us for I think about a year now, a little over a year, and just starting to really take off. And I said, "What happened?" And she said, "I finally got it." And I finally understood that to focus on one thing and
Right.
in one business, and that really made me think of your vessel comment, because it's true. If you're you got to jump on one boat. If you're on two, your legs are going to go in two different directions.
Exactly. I always say you can't chase two rabbits, because you can't. So it's just like, you focus on one thing and then you get better. And one of the things, just to talk about that, you can't have your body in two spaces. You have to focus on whatever your practice is. And another point that I want to reiterate again that I talked about this morning is there's no such thing as perfectionism. And I struggle with that constantly, because I want to do it right rather than do it over. And that's okay to do it over, right? So I think I shared this morning that I'm a yogi, so and they tell you that it is your practice. You will never be perfect, but each time you do your practice, you can get better. And that comes with focus and, being intentional. I think that's huge. You'll hear me talk about that as you engage in trainings with me, as being intentional and focused on whatever it is that you want to improve right now today, because the reality is this is all we have is today. And tomorrow is another opening day. So you will hear me say practice makes better. It doesn't make perfect, because I think as women and as business owners and as moms and wives, we want to do it all right. And the reality is that's too much pressure on us. So I want you to know, as we go in with this, we are transparent. I am very transparent. But I am also the person that wants to help you succeed if that's what you choose. And I will help you build a plan, and we'll work your plan, and we'll go off course, and we'll get back on track. But it's okay, but it is your own race. You're in charge of this vessel, and that is that is so important that you guys take that away, because I've been in a situation where I've joined companies, and it can be a little daunting. It could be a little like, well, what does it mean to me? And I think the reason why I'm being probably over explaining my philosophy, because I really think it's important when you talk about the trust factor, building that and understanding why I'm here and what my purpose is.
Adrienne, what does it mean? And you said, what does it mean to me? Tell the stylists, and I know you've already started working with the team. What does it mean to the stylists having you on the team? And what should the stylists expect, and how are they going to benefit from your coming on board?
That's a great question. What it means to you is, again, it's going back to that support. I mentioned the word high touch. So what that means is you will get random calls from me. Many of you, depending on where you are in your business, and once we build that relationship, it may lead into a weekly coaching call if that's what you think you need. It will be more formalized training. You will start to see a small training calendar start to develop after the first of the year, but as the need arises, we'll be adding more training to that. There'll be more right now in-time training videos, just 2-minute tips that just kind of give you the jolt in the arm to help you keep going. So along with, there's going to be a lot of promotions and incentives. So basically, it's all about streamlining the business, but ultimately it all dials into you and helping you be successful, from what it takes to have a $1,000 trunk show to giving you the words to get more comfortable in sponsoring, to building your calendar. We are really going to stretch this out and maximize everything and turn the rocks over. And so that's actually what it means to you. It's ultimate support, even more than what you've had before, along with our internal team, that I really think it's going to change the face of your business and really help you scale it, again, to whatever you want it to be.
Yay.
And most of all, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. I have to remember that. You know, I talked about this morning is that I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it to where you can duplicate it, because you're also building your cultures in your team as you're sponsoring. But we got to have fun. You know, it's so many crazy things in life that it's all about simplicity, duplication, and fun with me. So that's what it means to you.
You are a lot of fun. We're and everyone's going to have the opportunity to meet Adrienne for the first time at the retreat on the 23rd, on January 23rd in Los Angeles. So if you have not registered for the retreat yet, make sure you do, and then you can see online how to earn credits towards the retreat. That's going to be on Visa gift cards. And then also, Adrienne, I've got a comment. Adrienne helped me get to Mexico. Woot woot. So
yeah, girl.
why don't you talk a little bit? We just have a few more minutes left, but I'd like to talk about a couple of things that, one, everybody knows about the Mexico trip. I want to talk about that a little bit, what's behind that, and then also we're going to announce something else that's going to help everyone's sales through the end of December and beginning of the year.
Can I talk about the trip a little bit?
Yes,
okay,
please.
So I know it was just like, oh my God, let's do a trip. You guys are ready. We are ready to go on a trip together and show them how Winnie and Kat does it, right?
Yeah, we are.
When we were thinking about that, I mean, I love your video, Diane. I have to say, I was on my way back from spending time with the team in California, and I saw it. And I was like, oh my God, amazing.
That was very fun.
It was so fun. But again, if you notice the trip, and keep in mind, it's retroactive back to December, ladies, okay? So how many of you are already got 1 foot out the door to Mexico? I mean, pack your bags, sisters, because it is awesome. So, you know, if you think about retroactive, and if you think about it, we're going to have a call on this. I got to get it scheduled. But really what this trip is going to do to your business, and ultimately the reward is sitting in that, you know, lounge chair on the beach with all of us celebrating each other's success. It's going to, I just did an example, and we're going to get some updated cheat sheets and overview of the trip. But really, it boils down to, by the way, this company has one of the highest trunk show averages I've ever seen.
Really?
But it is, this, absolutely. You guys are, I guess I can say this, at about $1,000. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, we're even higher, like $1,100.
Yeah, on average, $1,000 to $1,100. So think about that, folks, and think about December, January, February, and March is the qualification period. So if you even know your own trunk show average, and think about what you need to do to achieve that, and remember, we wanted to keep it simple. So you can earn it with your personal sales, you can earn it with recruiting, and then when you promote, you're also going to get bonus points. So it's 1, 2, 3, simple ease. And what I think about is how fantastic your business is going to look when we look at April, May, and June. Because you'll hear me say on trainings, and I said this morning, what you do today pays you in 90 days. So if you can think about that, okay, I got 1,000 points already for December. All right, so what do you need to do to, you know, get to the trip by the end of March? It's so simple, and I can tell you one of the easiest ways to earn it is through your sponsoring. So as we go through the holiday, you guys are going to be around a lot of people. You know, make sure that you're talking about Winnie and Kat, you have your samples, you're wearing your product. Thank goodness we have a product that's demonstratable and it's fabulous. And think about all those people in your funnel, because they have the opportunity to make it as well. So it's an even playing field as far as earning the trip. And we wanted to keep it simple. We wanted to keep it achievable. And I know, Diane, I have a really gut hunch that we're going to probably exceed the number of folks that go on this trip, which is a good thing.
I believe so. I was thinking about that too. I was having that same thought. So I'm like, oh shoot, We're gonna, which is super exciting. And I want to say too, like those of you who are on this call, I know it's not easy. It's the holiday week, and you're really making a commitment to be here. So that is we have such an awesome team. Then the other thing that I did not mention this morning, so we're going to learn this on the call, is we are going to have a last chance sale on the 26th, and it's not the same product that we have that you're selling right now. So it's not going to be it's not going to be your normal product, but we've have some extra product from some vintage Winnie and Cat that we have found that has not been donated yet. So Adrienne, can you talk a little bit about that? Because everyone, everything is how it's going to relate to you and how it's going to help your business. So do you want to say a couple words about the sale, Adrienne?
Absolutely. This is a vintage last chance sale, and this is a way to boost your December sales and into January. And again, it's that those pieces that we found that are the vintage pieces that we love. Some companies say, bring my favorite scent back or bring my favorite back. Well, guess what? You get some of that back. And it's a limited time and it's a limited quantity, but it's also a great opportunity for you to maximize your sales. Ultimately, don't forget, those dollars go toward your trips. They go towards your commission. And, oh, by the way, full commission, hello, callers, are you there? We're not, it's full commission. So it is an awesome opportunity to just put your December through the roof. And not only that, go into January with, sales and with that energy and that excitement from your customers of really what's next. It's going to create that energy and excitement that, yeah, so what, the holidays are over. Now 2015, let's get them and go. And for those of you, I often think, so maybe you weren't where you wanted to be in December. Well, guess what? Now you have a chance to really kind of wrap it up and make that extra commission, make those extra dollars, and earn those extra points. So I would suggest, stay tuned, definitely reach out to your customers. How many of us as sisters and daughters and wives, we get those gift certificates or that, those gift cards or Visa gift cards or cash or whatever.
Yeah.
So we can buy something for our own. What a great opportunity. And can I say the discount? It's going to be a great discount. Let me say that. So you will really, really love this. So it'll give you an opportunity when you're spending the time with your family, after Thursday and just kind of hanging out for the week. Don't go to the mall. Don't go fight all those crowds. Log into your Winnie and Cat back office and help your customers shop stress and ease-free, with a cup of coffee and done and done.
And it'll be, and we got the question, it's while supplies last. It's not just the 26th. Yes. It starts the 26th, but these pieces are limited. And they will go fast. And we have, we did do this before with our Winnie and Max, with our pre-launch, and things went fast. And people were like, what? Where did it go? And it goes fast because these are pieces that people have loved, that people have known. And the site, well, we're going to have more good news. We're going to have a wish list. We actually, have a sale wish list that will come out in the next few days. So when you're asking about the size ranges, that will be on the wish list. So, and we're letting you know now and make sure that you tell your teams to make sure that, but we'll be sending out some more information. Because you're on the call, you're getting the information first.
Right. And so one of the things, speaking of communication, that you'll see us kind of ramp up is how we communicate things and, streamlining that communication, not only from Diane's weekly email, but we'll do some fun videos, and we've got Dress Like the Stars and the 5 tips. All of that is there to help you become even more confident when sharing your business with your customers and your hostesses and your potential recruits. So all of that, these are just all the little things that are helping you connect the dots in your business, because we know that we couldn't do or be where we're at without you. So it's just another way to support you along your journey.
Absolutely. And I got another question. The wish list will be out on Wednesday, so you'll have it before Christmas, and you'll be able to share your wish list. So super excited. Does anybody have any questions? I know we're a little bit over our 30-minute slot, but if anybody has any questions, and Adrienne, I know that you gave out your cell phone earlier today. Would you mind sharing your cell phone?
Exactly. And so my email is still, we're still working out the kinks, but it should be live here pretty soon. And it's Adrienne Murphy, and it's capital A, capital M, Adrienne, French feminine, by the way, Diane. You can appreciate that. And then, so Adrienne, and then capital A, capital M, Murphy, at winnieandcat.com is my email. And then my cell phone number, you guys, I'm always there for you. You can text me, and if for some reason I can't get back to you right away, I will text you and let you know that. But it's 913-626-5995.
Okay, and I'm sending this out to everybody right now on the on the call. Hopefully everyone saw that. You see it?
There it is. I did.
Yay. All right, we're gonna get good at this go-to thing.
Yes, it's all good.
Well, good. Well, Adrienne, I'm so excited, and I think that waiting to hire until it wasn't necessarily a timing thing for me. It was finding the right person, because finding the right team is so important. And I was talking to someone today from another direct sales company who asked me, like, what's the difference? And I'm like, you got to know, because everything kind of comes from the top and comes from here, and you have to know who's driving your vessel and why, and why we're doing this. And early on, what I felt is that the most important thing in providing training is so important, and I also felt like it was extremely important for me to really understand the pulse of the stylist and the field, and to to kind of really understand who we were, and then I knew the right person would come along who's worthy of the Winnie and Cat Stylist.
Oh, I feel so honored.
Well, they're going to put you to the test, Adrienne. They're going to put you to the test. We got some really smart women, as you know, and we're different, and we're different too because of all of you, and your commitment. We're attracting like-minded women who are on this same journey. So everyone, I encourage you to reach out to Adrienne, and you're going to be getting other communications. You'll be getting that wish list. Stay connected. The more connected we are, the stronger that we'll be, and the stronger that your businesses will be. And it's not, it's never too late to spark it up and to get going. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank you all for hitting it hard and just keep on going. Just keep on going. And go ahead.
When you think about the numbers, Diane, it's not even over yet. I mean, you guys are amazing. So this could be a record month for all of us, and how amazing and exciting is that? And I just want to give another pitch, if I can, for the retreat. Listen, you guys, I remember when I first started researching, re-researching Winnie and Cat. I know we're over, but that video that Diane shares on YouTube and on the website of that retreat, I think it's so, it just grabbed me by the lapels. And there's so many things that we're going to share, and I know Mexico is on your radar, but let me tell you, when you come to retreat, that's even going to propel your business even more.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to really, we've got some great training on deck. You're going to be the first to see the spring reveal. Not only that, you're going to get information about the past, present, and future of Winnie and Cat that's going to be given by Diane, and really great training. And most of all, it's the bonding with your Winnie and Cat sisters, meeting the staff. I think it's such an intimate connection that as we go through the years, it won't be so intimate anymore. So if you can find a way to make it and be at retreat, I bet you dollars to donuts, it will change your business, but it'll change your life. So if you can be there, absolutely be there. If not, we'll see you in Mexico.
And you're going to have 2 more months after the retreat to keep selling to earn that trip to Mexico.
Exactly. So
I want to see everybody there. And thank you, Adrienne, and thank you, everyone, for joining.
You.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk again next Monday. Bye.
Have a
Bye,
good night,
everybody.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.